The Quest 2 and VR in general, one of the worst things to do in it is get sweaty. There's different solutions out there, fans, facial interfaces, not even using a facial interface, but one company has a very different kind of sweat solution. Let's try this out. How do I look? Hopefully better than I feel, actually. Oh, wow. The people on Amazon look so happy in the picture with these on. How are they smiling? So if you haven't figured out by now, what it's trying to do is it's trying to be your average like runner's sweatband, workout sweatband, but they've added this extra piece that then catches the sweat that comes around your nose and stuff. The problem being that every time my facial muscles move, this part keeps creeping up and pushing on my eyes. This part's just loose. There's nothing really holding pressure on here, so it just kind of wants to roll up. But if you were to put that on quickly, get that just right, and maybe get your headset on quick, maybe that wouldn't matter. Maybe your headset would hold it in place. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, it comes in a whole assortment of colors. I'm squinting because the more I talk, the more it slides up and starts pushing on my under eyelids, and that doesn't feel very good. Maybe if you just shove it under your nose. Maybe that's the best way to do this. It may not catch the sweat here, but it'll stop it from creeping into your lip as you play. Now the top part's pulling down on my upper eyelids. This feels like, what was that challenge back in the day where people would stick Scotch tape all over their face? Make their face look really weird? This kind of feels like that. Is it possible I have this on upside down? Let me go look at the happy people on Amazon. Look at how happy this girl looks. She's so happy. So this definitely, the way she's wearing it is definitely supposed to stay sitting on your nose. Now I've heard good things from a few people, not of this particular brand, but just of these types in general. They say it's nice because it keeps the sweat from like rolling out from your eyes and all over your face. I feel like maybe I just got some not very good ones on Amazon. These ones specifically are Apoloslite and were 15 bucks for 3 of them. These say that they are unisex and they are sweatbands for Quest 2 Sweat Guard, and that these are just gonna change your life. Well, the problem is, as I'm learning very quickly because I've never worn a set of these, I have used normal sweatbands before, but the key I found is you need to use a thinner one, not like a really wide one or a really thick one, because to some degree, the Quest 2 is always relying on a little bit of your forehead skin to kind of hold in place. So now what this one has done is with all this cloth, this thing just wants to slip all around. There's no skin against the pleather that's helping this stay in place. So you end up kind of over tightening the head strap, and that's not terrible. You could get by playing in game with that. The whole thing down here, there's nothing to keep it down low on your nose. It's kind of like when you're wearing a mask and you're like always pushing up your nose because they're just not shaped right to stay there. This feels like this needs to have like a piece of metal in here you could conform to your nose to kind of keep it from creeping around on you. But because this top part is the only part that's stretchy, the bottom part is just a flap. It just wants to flop up and down like this, and then that elastic keeps creeping it up your nose until you feel the pressure under your eyes, which is awful. But we wouldn't be doing our jobs, I guess, if we didn't go try to sweat in this thing some. So I guess I'm gonna go play some Supernatural and try to get sweaty real quick in here and then give you my final thoughts on if this changed my life and fixed the whole sweat problem we were thinking about. Let's go get sweaty. I'm ready to sweat. This is horrible. Oh my God, my eyes. So I've been doing Supernatural every day for a couple weeks actually, and I decided I'll take a couple days and I'll really try these things out. Within 2 minutes of my first trial, I absolutely hated it. When you have it on your face, the problem is it's got this elastic band which creates pressure all around here, which is good because you want it to stay in place. But with that, nothing is holding this little floppy bit down here, just dangles. And so what that ends up doing is it kind of rests on your nose, and different nose shapes might have different reactions, but it kept wanting to slide up into my eyes, and I kept having to like pull it down and pull it down. And then I was gaming and I thought, okay, maybe the headset pushing right here will kind of help hold it down. Not at all. The headset actually made it bunch up even worse to where I got to the point where I finally just pulled it under my nose while I was playing. Because I was like, I can't stand this. It's driving me crazy. I pulled it under my nose, and the problem there is like, well, what's the point now? Am I trying to catch mustache sweat? Am I afraid that I'm gonna have snot run out of my nose and this is gonna catch that? It just doesn't do its intended purpose. When you have it down here, you might as well have a normal sweatband on, one that just goes around your forehead and back. I don't know, I thought it was kind of funny, something I was gonna point out here. In the actual ad, so there are a lot of these, and not all of them maybe created equal, this might be a bad one, but in the actual ad here, The model doesn't even have the sweatband on in the picture. Other ones, at least, they have them on there. They knew. They're like, this thing not only feels awful, but it looks so ridiculous. We don't even want to have the person trying to sell it to you actually wearing it. 14 bucks for 3, absolutely not worth it in my opinion. If you really want some sweatbands for exercise, I'll leave a link to some of the ones I use. They're just normal, around the head ones. They keep the sweat from dripping into your eyes. They keep some of the sweat off the headset, and they don't try and do this whole thing. But if you're out there and you have a set like this, and they're designed in a way where they stay in place and they work really well, I would love to know, because I think it's a cool idea to kind of keep the sweat off the headset, especially if you have other people using it when they're sweating. I'd love to find a set that works well, but this isn't it. Apoloslite, no way. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for coming out and being here for another video. We've got so much going on with the channel. We just hit 23,000, it's climbing, so thank you so much, and we will see you in another reality.